have all the X-Files. I have close to 4 years of footage that like 50% of it is seen by the public, because sometimes somebody makes a joke that doesn't necessarily fit today's day and age, but way back when it was acceptable. Yeah. Not to get political or anything, but I really hate when people say, "Oh, this dude used the F word and it was derogatory towards this group of people." You know what I'm saying? In some cases, yeah, sure. Obviously, it's common sense that you don't do that. But if somebody said X word way back when it was acceptable and they didn't mean it in the derogatory terms, so I get it. But
times change, man. It's tough to look through history with a moral handbook and just be like, "Oh, I can't believe somebody said that." Like going back through history, and the further and further back you go, civilizations were fucking ruthless. Yeah. You know what I mean? In terms of everything, not just offending somebody, but
look at Christianity. Everybody's like, "Oh, this group of people are terrorists," and their religion says that. Christianity was like, it has the record for fucking killing people. Say that you gotta pray to this guy, dead if you don't want to.
Right, and there's so many instances of things like that.
The conquistadors, you know what I'm saying? Think about Christopher Columbus coming here and saying, "Oh, what's up?"
Yeah, it's insane. And all the different slave trades that went on. Like I said, not to get too political, but it's tough to go back through history and just be like, "Oh man, they shouldn't have done this here." Like, we grow as people and as a civilization, and that's good that we hold each other accountable, but at the same time, you can't fucking...
not through the same lens, man. You can't.
Right.
And I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, I think, or something, but somebody said, it sucks that somebody somewhere wrote something on Twitter right now that is going to ruin his career in 10 years because of who he became. You know what I'm saying? And that was deep. I'm like, holy shit, that's so true. You know what I'm saying? Because you forget about the shit that you say when you're a kid. You just say shit because culturally everybody in your school and the group of people that you're around, that's the way you talk. Man.
Even stuff you used to laugh at. Yesterday I saw what was the name of it? It's this guy in the woods, and he's making jokes about, like, he got what does he say, man? He says, like, "I got that shit for free." He was like, I fucking told this cunt, like, I'm about to run a train on you or something. I forget what it was called. People in the comments will know. And that's stuff that everybody at my high school used to watch, and they'd just be laughing. Like, even the girls at high school would be laughing. But if you saw that today, you would be like, holy shit. Like, nobody would laugh at that. And
think about all the movies that were fucking hilarious. Think about The Office, right? The most beloved series in the world. Yeah. Even Steve Carell, who was like the star of it, says, "I couldn't do that show today." Yeah. There's a lot of things that we used to say back then that's not acceptable. Right. And we should. Again, I'm not against it. I'm all for, moving forward as humans and applying logic and common sense to shit that shouldn't be said, of course. But you can't blame people for a state of it's just, whatever.
Life is different at different times.
Yeah. So you're still vlogging, and you're still doing that?
Well, I've been transitioning a lot of my content away from YouTube to Twitch. And the thing is, man, like, work-wise, everything has been going good in 2019. I don't have a lot of time anymore. Like, I imagine, like, you've been really busy for the last few years. I need some tips on how to, like, structure my day or something, because I can't manage my time very well. Like, from 8 to 3, I'm in the live trading chat, and then a couple hours after that, I'm trying to stream for 6 hours a day, and it's like, fuck, I don't have time to vlog. I don't have time to really do anything. I've been out of the gym. Like, I'm sleeping 5 hours a day. So I've really got to start, like, Casey Neistat, he's got the calendar, and he X's out, like, this is what I'm doing at each hour. And it's like, I don't really want to do that. I love just being able to, when I was doing YouTube videos exclusively a couple years ago, it was like, I had all my videos made in advance. I'm sleeping till 11 a.m. And as long as I make all my videos before tomorrow, I'm good. Yeah. But now it's like, okay, you need to stream, you need to be there, you need to be up at 8 o'clock and prepared to help people. And yeah, it's definitely more responsibility, but I like it at the same time. I like being busy. It makes me feel like I have a purpose, and I like feeling as if I'm, providing value to people. And I need to manage my time a little bit better, I think.
I don't know how I do it.
You still haven't figured it out?
I just do it. It's like, vlogging is a lot more difficult for you because you're mostly alone most of your day, right? With me, vlogging was really easy because I would go from my house and I was like, good morning at the Scuff House now, or going to the Scuff House now, and then something would happen. Luckily everybody was willing to participate in the vlog. Like, I look at David Dobrik's content and I'm like, that's next level vlogging right there, right? Because he puts a camera on somebody, and you always delivered. I've always delivered. Nature's always delivered. And sometimes you put a camera in front of Nick or Embos or these guys, and they're just like, fuck again.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, so sometimes you get really good gems, and sometimes you just get part of life, and that's life, man.
Right.
You know, not always you're gonna have that. Imagine if we would have put out videos every single time something really bad happened in Optic, or if we could talk freely about shit that happened in Optic and all that stuff. Like that would have been really easy, but you know, we're humans at the end of the day, and it's just like, you know. Yeah. Imagine how cool it would have been. It's like, oh, yo, so you broke up with your girlfriend. Tell me about it. Tell the world about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's like, oh man, me and Jude have been fighting for the last couple of days, and we haven't talked and shit. It's
that's some of the stuff people do though. Like, yeah, it's a fine line for sure, trying to figure out what to share and what not to share with people, because it's nice having some sort of private life. You know what I mean? Outside of your work. So, got to pick and choose though what you want to keep a secret and what you want to share with the world.
But even then, man, it might leak out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know.
Oh, for sure.
And like the amount of times that we've leaked shit that we shouldn't have leaked has really turned us into pros as to what, just like if there's a dot on there, I'm just not gonna put it in there. Mm-hmm. You know, like every single time I'm recording, I'm like, Maddie, delete that part. Don't put that in there. So it's a tough thing, but I don't know, man. Like I think vlogging it's a lot easier when you have people around you or you have projects. For me, this year's vlog is going to be, you know, a little bit more of what we've been experiencing, but I think that I'm going to be a little bit more open and honest about the processes that I'm going through. And like, you know, to this day, I still haven't talked about, you know, my life as an investor. You know, like I just bought into a soccer team in third division soccer team in London, called the Alfreton Town FC.
Nice.
But you know, there's this other thing that I want to talk about very, very freely, but I just don't know how to fit it into certain, you know, categories. Like right now we're talking about it, so I feel comfortable talking. Yeah. But to me, include that into just random things, just
the Optic vlog.
It's weird, man. Right. You know, it's like what's happening at Optic. I'm like, well, let me tell you really what's happening at Optic. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that because it's just, you know, I've always made it a point to tell, you know, to tell the story the way that I want to tell the story, in a sense. Yeah. You know, the good and the bad, but you know, no bullshit involved. Like no internal drama, none of that shit. Like this is what it is, and that's what it's at, and then that's that. Because as much as people would want to know and be entertained by it, whether positively or negatively, like I try to do what's best for the green wall than anything else. And it would be really easy for me to use everything that I know and to tell the truth about everything, because I would get the views and I would get, you know, some short-term like guaranteed success. But at the same time, it's like, how does that fit into the lifespan of Optic and the history of Optic? Because if you could go back,
it's delayed gratification. It goes back to that,
right? Like right now, I could post the fight between Seth and Nacha, like we were talking about in 60-50, and it would get a whole bunch of views, and it wouldn't matter because it's in the past and they're friends and nothing happened. But you know, Scumpii getting so angry that he punches a wall through the fucking door, right? Nacha just going so fucking crazy that he throws his phone at the wall and it fucking breaks, right? Yeah. Like all these things, like I could do it, but at the same time, it's just like it's cheap views, man. You know, and I don't know if I'll ever be okay with being a 100% YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at, and right now lately I've been watching a lot of David Dobrik because it's so entertaining. It's like 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Every vlog.
All-star action every single time. Yeah. And they talk about, you know, clickbait and talk about like entertainment and all that. And it's cool because it's true. Yeah. Like this dude cut his hand. Did you see that one?
I didn't see the...
You gotta watch, bro. It's got, I think, like 15 million views.
He actually cut his hand.
They were throwing bottles outside, and then I bet she was like 2 years old, but I just saw it. Okay. But they were throwing wine bottles outside, and one of the bottles broke, and it bounced up, and it cut him. And I'm talking about a gash. Cut
David's hand, you're talking about? David Dobrik's?
Yeah. And anyway, so he drops it, and he's like, oh, it's bad. Get the camera. Everybody come over here. We're about to do the thumbnail. And everybody runs, is like, there's a whole, right? But he has a gash. Yeah. Like if you don't treat it, you're gonna bleed out. That's how bad it was.
That's being fucking committed to the process.
Yeah,
right there.
And I love that, dude. Yeah. Like I respect that so much that I'm just like, I know that people are going to be like, whoa, you shouldn't, do that because kids are going to watch this and that. But at the same time, I'm like, I got to respect the art form because at the end of the day, that's what it is.
And it's an obsession too. I think to get to the top of any industry, whatever you're doing, whether it's YouTube or trading or business, investing, you have to be obsessed with what you're doing. And that's really the only way to become successful.
It is, man. And I don't know. I don't know if I wonder if in 10 years I'm gonna regret not speaking freely about the process that's happening.
But you could always talk back on it, like you said, the Scumpii and Nate shot thing. I mean, you could probably show it today, but at the time, it probably didn't make sense to show Seth punching a hole in the wall, and you don't want to put that kind of drama out there. But
the other thing is like one of my, it's not me on camera. I recorded it, yes, and it's my content, yes, but it's, like for example, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nate Shot was, is still to this day very loved. But if they see, that part of him when he was being really strict and really
maybe it changes
forward,
people's perception.
Yeah, and obviously it's in the past, so it shouldn't.
Yeah.
And look at the success that he's had because of it. But at the same time, like I don't want people to be like, oh, whoa, what a fucking asshole, or damn, Scumpii was a fucking being a bitch in this thing. It's like, whoa, Hex is a fucking freeloader. Look at him like benefiting from his friends' fucking like fights. So there's like all these kind of like morality wise, I'm just like, I'd just rather not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes sense.
But like Nate and I always laugh about this footage that I have. It's me, Temper, Banks. Were you there for the
Vegas?
For the World of Beer thing?
I was at World of Beer a couple times, but I don't remember if this was
it's the wildest night ever. Banks goes fucking off, bro. Like that dude.
I can imagine.
Oh, dude, bro, I've never laughed so hard at anything in my life until that night. And it was like a movie almost, like a movie that happened in a span of 4 hours because of how wild it was. From the time that we were normal to the time that we were just like almost blacked out drunk, like everything that fucking happened in there, just like I haven't watched the footage since it happened because I don't want to ruin my memory of that day.
Really?
But it was like one of the funniest moments of my life, bro.
But you caught it on camera, most of it.
Most of it, yeah. And there's like Nate took a picture of Banks outside the bar because he got kicked out, and he's like sitting there like really sad looking in, and everybody, it's like 15 people looking at Banks, and everyone's just crying because he was walking around with it's such a good night that I don't think maybe when I'm older I'll go back and look at it, but I don't want to ruin that scenario because of how funny that was.
I'll watch it. Show it to me, man.
I'm gonna send it to you, bro. It was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad that it was just incredibly good.